Greetings, my lovelies. This is the third week of the Going Back to My Roots challenge by Moonflower Moments. I have my moments here, or I have my notes here, and let's see what we have in store for today. Again, this month I am using the Gothic Tarot, and I am going to go into that. So, for the first prompt, it is color stories. So that you don't have to watch me do everything, I am going to come right back once I have pulled out all of one suit, and we will do that process together. All right, I'm back. So, what I chose to do is go through the first suit that came up, which happened to be swords. So now that I have pulled out all the sword cards and separated them, put them in order, let's see if I can even get them all in the screen. Let's see, I can. Okay, so scoot, 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 scoot. We'll do 5, 5. Move these up. And this is to see if there is any type of color progression, which, truthfully, in this deck, there really isn't. Most of it's about this same color scheme, but it is interesting that the beginning of the suit has a bright, vibrant red, a blood red that just has a lot of energy and bringing forth of that sword energy, which is wisdom and air energy and all of that, all together, just all over the place. Even the little swirls and stuff look like they are air on fire. If as we keep going, ooh, I do see a pattern. As we keep going, we have the 3 of swords, which is depicted as it normally is in like a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, a heart with swords going through it, showing sorrow and things of that sort. That's the next one that shows a difference in coloration. But then I see these two here, the 5 and the 10, which are both considered, at least to me, points of breaking. So in this, the 5, it's like a minor situation that can be worked through. It's going to be more like a disagreement or a misunderstanding that if people sit down and talk about it, they can actually get through it and it actually make their relationship stronger. The 10 is like you've made it past that point and you are trying and trying and trying, and by the time you get to the 10, you're like, okay, this is over. We ain't got nothing more to do. This is too much. Let's just move on. So I like how that is. Also, the knight of the swords suit looks less dark, and to me he looks like a avenging angel, which is funny because I don't buy angel decks. I don't work with angels, but compared to all the other uh, court cards, he's the avenging angel, where we have the knave who is chilling in a graveyard, just being dark and spooky, and the king and queen who look like they may just suck your blood at any moment. Out of that, we have this uh, avenging angel type energy. So it's very interesting how they decided to depict all of this color wise and scheme wise and how it just flows. I never noticed that before. I'm happy I did this exercise. So, on to our second exercise, which is symbol hunt. Shoe. I will go and put these up and then put them back in the deck, and we will do that. See you in a moment. All right, so I have put the deck completely back in order. And let's see if there's any symbolism that repeats and evolves. We've got the Fool to the Magician. Not really. The only thing I can see is cloaked people. We do have what I'm seeing here, actually. For the first 4 cards, they all have an arch around them. And they all look like they're from different places. So this looks like maybe a Stonehenge. This looks like from a graveyard. Looks like it's from Kemet or ancient Egypt. And this looks like some kind of catacombs or something. So let's see. Again, we have archways here in the High Priest or Hierophant and the Lovers. I think overall in this deck, the one theme besides darkness that repeats itself is archways and graveyards. Not surprising because it is the Gothic tarot. But, see, we got a castle with an archway. We have an angel in an archway. We have dark angels and light angels and graveyard with an archway. Okay, so we just went through here again. Archways are showing up. A lot of the main people are by pillars or arches. Arched windows. Pillar. Arched windows. Graveyard, graveyard. Pillar. Archway. 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 Graveyard with an archway. Archway. Well, this is really fun. I don't think that's an archway. That's just in between 2 gargoyles, but we got archways here. Archway. Arched window. Graveyard archway. Archway. Graveyard. Archway. Archway. Guess what? Dude's chair in an archway. Sitting by the moon in an archway by pillars. Graveyard. 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 Archway. All right, so that's interesting to see. It definitely changes between the archways and the pillars. There's definitely an ambiance there, but the change is definitely due to whatever character is in the actual scene. So that's good. Now, body language. Being that I like my favorite type of tarot de Marseille tarot deck is the tarot de Marseille. I usually look very strongly at the body language of the characters in the images on my tarot decks. So, as you can see here, we have Temperance and the King of Wands. The King of Wands, he is completely just chill. He knows he's in control. He doesn't have any problem telling anyone, and he doesn't have any person questioning his authority in his works and his passions and in the things that he strives for. You could see that in how he's sitting. He's like, I'm the man. I got this. You don't have to tell me nothing, and you can't tell me nothing. With Temperance, as opposed to a regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck where she's very gently an angel and she's gently moving the water from one cup to another. This one, she's a sorceress, making things happen, making sure that balance is being brought into effect, and making sure that everything happens the way it's supposed to be. I like how she is more foot forward with making sure that things happen the way they are supposed to, as opposed to just submissively or passively trying to keep the balance. The next exercise is Elemental Portal, and what I've seen when I was flipping through previously in this video, there's not really like a specific elemental drive to this deck. I have definitely more elemental decks than this one. This one is more energy and emotional driven. So any of the suits, they're not really pulling forth of the elements that they are representative, if that makes sense to you. As opposed to uh, like like this deck. This deck right here is my shaman deck, and this one you can tell without really looking which element this one is. This one is air. So the arrows is air. As you see, all of the pictures are very airy. We have the water element cards, which all show watery things. It's the suit of gems. We have the suit of bones, which is the fire element, which would be wands. And everybody's very passionate in the pictures. There's a lot of red element being shown there. And then we need an earth one. So the drums. The drums is going to be very earthy, very close to the ground, very, very material, very in your face with the physical realm. And that's probably my most elemental deck, but this one right here, like I said, this is more of a driven by the energies, and this is a more liminal type deck. It's more for spirit. You could use it more for spirit work, those midnight reads that you want to do, or things like that. It's a nocturnal deck. It is not meant necessarily to evoke the elements, though you could. It's not, at least in my mind, showing that as a major theme. So the last one for this week, unique voice. So I just answered it. It says, "What does this deck provide that no other deck does?" And at least in my set of decks, this one is the best one for like shadow work, for nocturnal work, for those liminal space spells and things of uh that. It also brings forth, as I mentioned in the first video of this series, it brings forth that angsty teenage self of mine that just wants to rebel against everything. And I think that that energy is needed, especially right now. Not to get political or anything, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the need to rebel a little bit. And that's probably why I've gone and taken the time to get this deck back in my possession to bring back those energies into my life. Well, that was week 3. Y'all have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon, my lovelies. Bye.